Tamar Braxton has really been bringing it on the Braxtons. Yes, she has, because she has exposed so much of what has been going on behind the scenes, behind her back, and all these many years with her siblings. She's exposing it. It has to come out at some point. And this girl is always led to tears every time she talks about it. So you know it's a hurtful situation for her. Remember when Trina sat there and acted oblivious to what Tamar was talking about when she confronted them? She sat there and acted like she didn't know anything she was talking about. Oh, she was so above it. When Tamar confronted them about giving out her home address, y'all, and having to be served with a cease and desist, okay? Now, Trina is finally exposed, okay? And she's not the only one. She's finally exposed because it was made to be as if she knew nothing about it. And she was made to say what she had really done, okay? And what she did was awful. And I say awful because you all know the time that Tamar's place was broken into. And that was very hurtful. That was a very rough time for Tamar, that someone had her home address and did her private belongings the way they did. And so, of course, now when her address is given out to someone where she is served papers at her own address, she's confronting these people about who gave out her address, who gave out that information. Well, here's the thing. Finally, Trina says she gave her attorney info to someone. Someone wanted her attorney's info. I'm like, girl, come on. It's still sounding very convoluted. You know, the little explanation she gave. Now, remember, at first she was oblivious. She didn't know anything about what Tamar was talking about. Now we come to find out, oh, well, I gave, someone wanted my attorney's information. I gave the information about my attorney to this person. Girl, but I thought you didn't know anything about it. Okay? You gave attorney information to someone so that Tamar could be served. Now, in my opinion, that isn't all Trina did, because the question still remains about Tamar's address. So you see why this isn't making any sense. Oh, well, they wanted my attorney's information. I just gave them my attorney's. But girl, you did so much more than that, in my opinion. So how would your attorney know then about Tamar's address? It's when it sounds convoluted, y'all, it's convoluted and somebody is not telling the truth, okay? Now, another thing is, I believe all the sisters were in on that happening. Because look, these siblings talk among themselves without Tamar. The three of them talk among themselves, and it's usually about Tamar. So you can definitely surmise, put together, rationalize that each of them talked about not wanting Tamar to bring their niece, Ashley, on the podcast, on her podcast, okay? You know they did. They talk about everything else concerning Tamar. It's always something. So why would they talk about this? So they all knew more than what they were sitting up there, again, hiding their hands and throwing things and hiding their hands like they know nothing about nothing. Every time Tamar has a valid point, they want to act as if, Tamar is crazy. She don't know what she's talking about. I don't know. And you have seen it all this season on this show. And so y'all know that Trina was feeling some kind of way, okay? And you know that she was feeling a way about Tamar. How do we know? Well, that episode. Because you could see it in the way that Trina put her hands on Tamar. Yes, she did. You could see in the way that she did it. Now, originally she once again was going to try to deny that she didn't touch her. I'm like, girl, come on now. Who are we? You touched her, okay? But it was the way in which she did it and moved Tamar out the way, okay? And you know something else, how you know how she did it? Because Tamar felt that touch. You know when somebody touches you in a certain type of way. She felt the way in which Trina moved her out of the way. She felt that touch for what it was. That touch was a disregard, years and years of it, an affront, years and years of it, and a total inconsideration, years and years of it. And that's why Tamar was able to say, girl, you hit me, you touched me. That's why she was able, because she felt that. She felt the way in which Trina moved her out the way like that. Because Tamar has been going through this with them for years. She has felt it in their looks. She has felt it in their not being there for her. She has felt it in the way they triple team on her, and it's always a triple team. She's always had to defend against the three of them. And she felt that touch. So yeah, a lot is being exposed on this. A lot has been exposed, and we will see more of it because, y'all, until these girls acknowledge what they have done to their little sister after all these years, they're going to still do the same thing. Throw something and act as if they're so innocent. Talk later.